Today we're going to be looking at Neil Warnock's first 10 signings. And we start off with what some may say is his best, Michael Brown. To give him his full name, Oh Lord, Michael Brown. Michael Brown initially signed on loan, then a £400,000 transfer, which was a fair bit of change for Sheffield United at that time, from Manchester City. Brought in as an unpolished prospect, left for Spurs 6 months after compiling his own goal of the season compilation in an astonishing triple assault 02-03 season, stayed for the final year of his contract, believing United would challenge for promotion again in 03-04, but Neil Warnock's natural habitat of 8th place started to become reality, and Brown's performances didn't reach the highs of that triple assault season. So when Spurs did come a knock-in with £500,000 in January 2004, Brown departed for the capital. He made 50 appearances over 2 seasons with Tottenham, but was reinvented as an enforcer before the arrival of a series of midfielders under Martin Jol saw Brown leave in search of first-team football. And that he did in January 2006. A series of spells neither short nor long followed. 18 months at Craven Cottage, 2 seasons at Wigan Athletic, 07-09, 2 seasons at then financially stricken Portsmouth, 09-2011. It's worth noting he made 24 appearances in his final Portsmouth season. A 25th would have seen him receive a new contract on £25,000 per week. So he was unused from Boxing Day until his contract expired. Michael Brown moved to Leeds on a free after his release by Pompey before finishing his career at Port Vale. Can now be found as an opinion for hire, mainly on Sky, after an unhappy 4-month spell as Port Vale's manager. Laurent Dejafo, a £100,000 signing from Stockport. The Lion of Hillsborough, revered, quite rightly, for the most famous of his 11 United goals in his 2 seasons at the Lane. Left for Aberdeen, now a sharp-suited Mr. 15%. Probably a wise career choice. You wouldn't argue with him if he came demanding a better fee for your client. Andy Woodward, £35,000 signing from Bury. 3 league games for United. A 2-1 defeat at home to Birmingham City, a 5-0 defeat at Blackburn Rovers, and a 0-0 against Grimsby. The whistleblower as well for the horrific 𝗣𝗿𝗿𝗶𝗋 abuse case. Went from United to Scunthorpe and then to Halifax and Northwich. He retired at the relatively early age of 29. Patrick Soufou, a £150,000 signing from Nantes. Sent off in the Battle of Bramall Lane in March 2002 and didn't play for United again. It's a story we all know fairly well. Left for Numancia in April 2002 and was one of those United players that we saw play at a World Cup, which doesn't happen too often. He made 2 appearances with no goals and 1 red card for Cameroon. Left United on a free, then became a bit of a nomad, played in Dubai, Israel, Norway, Spain, then back to England with Coventry City, where he was a bit-part player, finished his career at Wrexham. He is an Olympic gold winner and an AFCON medal winner, so probably our most successful ever international player. A nice chap too. Check out our interview with him on this channel to find out about his latest project, which does involve his love for United. Keith Curle, a free transfer at the age of 36 from Wolves when he joined United, but still performed. Some would say spent most of the second half in the Battle of Bramall Lane looking like he was trying to get sent off. I would never say that. He left for Barnsley, now a lower league manager, sacked by Oldham in November 2021. At time of recording, he's interim manager at Hartlepool. George Santos, a free transfer signing from West Brom, of course, known for the Battle of Bramall Lane and that tackle on Andy Johnson, which started the infamous brawl. Also, it was his last action as a United player. Now, West Ham United's lead European scout, and given their success in the transfer market, he's doing a pretty good job. Another friend of the channel with a chat worth checking out. David Ned Kelly, a free transfer from Tranmere. Kelly's single season as a striker wasn't a roaring success. He scored 6 goals in 35 appearances, enough to be top scorer, leaving for Motherwell despite being offered a coaching role at beautiful downtown Bramall Lane. Lasted 3 months at Well before being sacked for a bust-up, apparently, with then-manager Eric Black. Ended his playing career with short spells at Mansfield and Derry City before rejoining Tranmere Rovers as assistant manager. Walked out on Tranmere to rejoin United as Warnock's assistant for the 03-04 season, despite the Prenton Park club rejecting our official approach, but only lasted a season before moving to Preston as Billy Davis's assistant. Followed Davis to Derby County and had 2 spells at Forest, the latter coming 9 days after Kelly had agreed to be Dean Smith's assistant at Walsall. Kelly was also assistant for Michael Brown's ill-fated Port Vale managerial spell, staying after Brown was sacked to become caretaker manager with Chris Morgan. Now, as far as I can tell, Northampton Town's lead development coach, and has somehow managed over 3 years without walking out on them. 𝗍𝗿𝗶𝗿𝗃, a free transfer signing from Fulham. Goose. He played 50 games over 2 seasons before joining Bradford City. A tour of the lower leagues followed: Chesterfield, Wycombe Wanderers, Mansfield, Halifax, before retiring in 2007. Dropped off the radar after retirement. He last tweeted in 2018, but he did pop up on this very channel to talk to us about his fitness regime, his family life, and a great deal more. A lovely man. Frank Talia, a free transfer signing from Wolves. Played 6 games as a goalkeeper for Sheffield United in 2001 season. Left for Reading on a short-term deal before becoming Wycombe Wanderers' first-choice keeper. Now a property investor whose biography refers to him playing for many of England's top clubs. A bold statement for a man whose English playing career took in Blackburn, 0 appearances, Hartlepool, 14, Swindon, 107, Wolves, 0 appearances, United, 6, Reading, 0, and Wycombe, 132. Peter Undlove. In an old-fashioned way of doing things, a player exchange deal with Birmingham City, something I'd like to see a lot more in modern transfers. Nuddy, as he was known with his famous gloves, started out at Coventry City and was somewhat bizarrely picked by the creators of Premier Manager 2, Sheffield's own Gremlin Interactive, as one of the best prospects in English football. In the history books, as he was, he'll be known as the first African Premier League player. Yes, football really did begin in 1992. Sheffield United signed him in one of our better deals when Birmingham were convinced to part with Peter Undlove and £1 million in exchange for Curtis Woodhouse. Became another terrace hero over his 3.5 years at the Lane, scoring a memorable winner at home to Leeds in the League Cup and a hat-trick against Cardiff City in that ridiculous 5-3 win in 2004. He left United for South African side Mamelodi Sundowns in the summer of 2004. He had a spell as the assistant manager of Zimbabwe's national team, then suffered a horror car crash which left him with multiple broken bones and his brother and another passenger dead. Disappeared off the radar after a 2013 acquittal of culpable homicide following that awful accident. He is regarded as Zimbabwe's greatest ever player and will always be thought of fondly for his playing performances at Bramall Lane. And that wraps up Neil Warnock's first 10 signings at Sheffield United. Let us know in the comments what you made of the video, and please don't forget to like and subscribe.